Hi, this is Kim with the My Sexy Business team. I am here with the famous Joe Moffett. I'm so excited that he can join us on such a special event. If you saw my video earlier, I've already been up and mentioned the fact that this is forget what happened on the day. We never want to forget the people lost, were injured. A lot of lives changed in history this day, and we want to honor that memory this morning. But Joe is here this morning to help us understand how our results are really tied to how we show up for things. And Joe is like a show up guy. He's all kinds of stuff going on in his life, but I tell you what, I want Joe to tell us. Joe, will you just tell us how awesome you are?
Well, thank you. Nothing like bragging about yourself, I guess.
I love it.
I guess you could start off with, first and foremost, I'm wearing this bright orange Superman shirt. I thought it's appropriate for all of the superheroes that served and risked their life for today and on 9/11, and the power that their actions had for so many families who they saved, and then, what it did for this country to bring us together during that time where a lot of people thought it was just a lot of evil going on, and that there was love, there was light in the midst of that darkness. So I'm repping this today, and it has a military fatigue because I served 5 years in the United States Marine Corps. So I guess we'll start with that.
Thank
but
you for your
Yes, you're welcome. I'm originally from South Jersey by Philadelphia. Growing up, I always knew that I wanted to travel the world, see more, be more, make a name for myself. And the path that I was on was like junior college. Sports wasn't really a thing for me. I'm 5'10", I'm white. So, basketball probably wasn't in my future. So I really had become a cop in kind of a dangerous area or go into the military. So I spent 5 years, like I said, in the Marine Corps, lived in Japan for 2, did a tour in Iraq, traveled all over the world. And then when I got out, I got introduced to network marketing, which kind of was kind of a defining moment for me because I started to invest in the personal development. And from there, I just became obsessed with it. I had this insatiable hunger for it. And I just always loved helping people. So for me, thank you, Crystal. For me, it's just been one of those things where it's like, as I told you, Kim, I always say on podcasts or any interviews I do, if you would feed your brain more than you would feed your body, your life would go in an entirely different direction. And so for me, that's what my life's work's been about from that point forward is how can I serve people? How can I help them break through? How can I end the pain, the suffering? Because I know what it's like to be broke, 30 grand in debt and eating cheese and ketchup sandwiches to survive and not knowing what you're going to do next. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to get your heart broken when your partner tells you that they cheated on you because they didn't come home the night before. I know what that's like. I've been in those dark areas, but I've also crawled my way out of it. And I've also stood on top of the mountain and shined brightly. And so if there's one thing I can share today, no matter where you are in your life, you might be in a good position, but there's always that next level. Or you might be in this rock bottom position and you're like, is this ever going to change? And here's what I know. It's just the season that you're in. It will change. As long as you keep moving forward, life will shift. I promise. So Thanks, Troy.
Let me tell you, I am so proud of you because here's the thing that I want to say is I met you at an event and I was super excited because, we were going around and we were meeting people and I love people. But I didn't know what you were doing, but I knew I wanted to be part of whatever that was. And you were just... you were fired up, and while that room was, pretty fired up, I still know that it was it was you that was, you just had so much drive. You had so much purpose behind you were doing. And I never forgot that moment. Like, it, that significant, like, our conversation was short, but I never stopped talking about you. And I would tell people, do you know Joe? Because you need to know if you don't already know Joe. And a lot of people, and I want to go back for a second to like network marketing. A lot of people turn their nose up when they hear network marketing or multi-level marketing companies. That is a great way to start a business. That is a great way to have a team already in place to help you have training and to do self-development and to do some of those things. I'd love for you to talk for a minute about that, because I think culturally we have been swayed to believe that's not a good thing, and I disagree with that.
Right. So, all right, sorry, there's a little delay and a little lag on my end. So, yes, if there was no other words behind that, we'll take it. We improvise here. But, I had, after going through the military and network marketing for about the same amount of time, I really believe that, in my personal belief system, if we could all go into the military for 2 years and do 2 years on network marketing, we get far more than college would give us. Now, unless it's certain professions, doctors, we certainly want you to be your very best and go through all your schooling. The name gets a bad rap because people don't do the work. They put in a little bit of amount of work and expect maximum results, and that's not how life is. That's like saying, I'm going to go to the gym once a month and I better be ripped. Like, it doesn't work that way. Right, so you got to be able to put the work in. Network marketing is a great component to really transform yourself. Yes, you can make a lot of money, but I also believe it's your intention that makes a difference. Is your intention all about you and what you want and what you're trying to do? Or is it about you taking your eyes off yourself and helping other people? If you can help, 5, 6 other families get to $2,000 a month, in any network marketing business, I guarantee you your check's going to be pretty big, right? And it's by your intention is the biggest thing, but your work ethic too. The reason why most people, they kind of stick their nose up is because psychologically they have a belief system that it's only for other people. It's only for those people. And it's funny because we never really define those people. They don't even know who they're talking about. Right, but it's such an incredible platform. I don't do network marketing. I stopped many years ago, and I recently just got a position with my buddy who makes, well over $250,000 a month. He was actually the person who got me started in my business in network marketing in the first place. But I don't build it. I refer people to him, and if they decided something for them, and the products for them, then he puts them all in our organization. But again, I'm not building it. What I'm focused on is how can I change people's lives and their psychology to make a difference. But it's an incredible platform to start learning those tools and people skills to be able to take whatever you do to that next level.
Well, I love what you said, because that's one of the keys to this is you don't even do that anymore, but that is where you got started. And I think that is the key to a lot of things. If they would recognize what you just said about helping find, what would $1,000 or $2,000 a month change in people's lives? It changed a lot of things. So I just love that. I don't want to get sidetracked because I want to talk about what you do now. But I think that is always worth touching on, because I get a lot of people that, I actually don't do network marketing. Like, I'm not selling anything, but I do a lot of training for network marketing companies.
Right.
And so I am big on I am big on, getting in there and helping people be able to do their jobs. I mean, to do so now I know a little bit of the back. There was a friend in your life that are with that.
Oh, sorry, you cut out really bad. Can you repeat yourself?
I can't. And for anybody listening, the technology that we're using is awesome, but talking to each other or there's a long delay. Patient with that technology, but I think it's huge. Saying in pictures. Kick that up a minute because she is a very important part of the business. True?
My wife? Yes.
Yes. No, tell us when you got married.
Oh, our story?
Yes.
Okay. Again, just a little delay, but I think I've pieced it all together. So, I'll back up a little bit. My wife, before I met my wife, I was in a position where I was dating this girl. She was an incredible woman. She just wanted more than what I wanted, and I emotionally pulled away, and eventually it led to her cheating on me. And I had to take responsibility for it, although it wasn't easy when she told me. When she told me, I was like, I asked her, I was like, stand up, and I gave her a hug, and I said, thank you for being honest and authentic, but you have to move out right now. And it crushed me, but I was so impressed with how I handled it. And if you ever deal with a breakup, it's not always easy in the moment when it's like a knife is cut through your heart and like everything's pouring out. It feels like life's just sucked out of you. And it's in those defining moments of how you show up that your character's built. And so, I was very impressed with that. But I also knew that I wasn't showing up the way I needed to as a man in a relationship. So that put me on a hunt of digesting why are certain relationships, 40, 50 years together, why are they so successful? And then I see people together 6 months and they're going at each other's throats. And it's like, what was that common theme? What was it that made the relationships the way they were? And so I started to go at it studying, and I created 3 lists, and I'll give it to you real quickly. I made an entire video on this, but the first list I made was everything I wanted in a woman. Like, I was like, I took all my ex out of it, and I was like, what do I want? If God could paint this amazing woman, what would she be? Who would she be? How would she show up? What would be my relationship with her parents and her with my friends and sexual experiences, everything. So that was the first list. The second list was everything I didn't want in a woman, like the non-negotiables. And then the third list was probably the most important one. And that was, who do I need to become to attract this great queen into my life? And so that's the list that I had to be authentic and honest with myself and start really going to work and doing the work. Like being more trusting, not being jealous, right? Getting over myself, stop making it about me. And so I had to go to work on all this. So I would do that. I made that list, and every day I would read it and I would pray for her. And, depending on your spiritual beliefs, that's just what I believe. I went and I prayed for her and our children. They didn't know who she was or where she was. I knew through faith. And then fast forward about 4 or 5 months later, I'm at a Tony Robbins event, and I'm hanging out with some friends of mine there, and I look over and I see this stunning woman. And I had to go talk to her. So eventually I did. I talked to her for about a solid 30 seconds before she walked away because my friend said something silly. And thank goodness I knew her name on her name tag because I found her on Facebook, and the rest is history from there. So I was one of those guys who got started on Facebook with my wife. Thank you, Mark Zuckerberg. So anyway, we just started growing together. She had her list too, which was wild. She had her list, I had my list, and we shared them, and we were exactly what we wanted, but there were some patterns that we both had that we needed to address before taking our relationship to the next level. So as we did, it just became more magical each day, and we put in the work. It's not always easy. We have speed bumps too, just like any relationship. But over the course of time, we really got to know each other and grow. And that's one of our top values, is growth. And so we're both growing in the same direction. And that's when I knew I was going to ask her to marry me. And so we did last year, September 30th, 2016, right in Del Mar, California. And we're actually headed to Hawaii on Wednesday to go through a training, because we love growth, honeymoon, and anniversary all wrapped into one. So, yes, Crystal says God always has a plan. Amen to that.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And you know, that's the cool part. I get to be the one that does the interview. Is I know backstory stuff that I can't wait for you just to tell again.
Well, I don't want to go into too much detail, but give you some, but maybe on another one.
Well, everybody, what?
I think you froze. My camera froze. And Mike. Uh-oh. Frozen.
Golden.
I lost you. If you can hear me, I'm going to try and get on this one. Oh, there you are.
You can hear me? There we are.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
I'm not sure. We both got like frozen, I think, in time for a minute, and then we're back.
Yep. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking you probably didn't hear my question because we were having issues.
Yeah, you froze with a beautiful smile.
I was just bragging about what you do now because you have freedom to travel. You do tons of awesome things in your business now, and I would love for you to share like about that and the things that are coming up in your business that are pretty exciting.
Yeah, sure. What angle do I want to approach this from? Look, here's the deal. Many years ago, I was in a position where I had a 9-to-5, which I appreciated because it got me out of the low spot in my life financially. But at the same time, I knew it felt like I was locked up for me. I remember they put a gate around our complex, and I sat there one day and I felt like I was in jail as I made a video. And I knew I needed to get free. And so it started, my path of our company called Master Life by Design kind of started to be birthed then, because I knew the first step was to get out of the debt, was to get out of my career and really start doing something that called my heart, right? It was more of my purpose, my mission. And that was the first step for me. And that's what I did. I got out of that. After I got out of network marketing, I started really coaching because I found myself coaching my team, but not getting the ROI that I felt like I deserved for all the great info and life experience. And then only to find out that they quit a few weeks later. And so I said, I want to make an impact on people, but they got to have skin in the game, you know? And so that's how I started coaching. I got to coach on different platforms. I coached with Tony Robbins' company and got to work with his clients and some other companies. And as I started to build out my company, I started to realize like, hey, I could do things my way. I didn't have to be in a position where I had to do things the way other people wanted them to do. And I had this amazing skill set. Honestly, no one could take away. There's nothing that I can only add to it. And that means I become more dangerous. I become more effective for people. And so now our company, Master Life by Design, is all about teaching people how to master their life, how to be able to design the life that they want, and removing some of those roadblocks, those internal roadblocks, those invisible forces that hold you back from going to where you want to go, or closing the gap from where you are to where you want to go. And so, you know, me and my wife, when we started working together, we came back as a team and as a unit here. We just started identifying, who do we love to work with? You know, we love working with people who are coachable, who are hungry. They're not willing to put excuses on the table, but they're willing to lay everything on the table. And we started to say, okay, we don't need more clients. What we need is more successful clients. And there's a key distinction there, being really specific. And so we started looking, and we disqualify some people. Like, we don't work with certain people if we don't want to. But here's what's cool. When I met my wife, she was a mobile notary, and we could only be in San Diego or in the Bay Area where she was doing it previously. And I was like, we're not going to have the freedom that we want doing this. So my wife started becoming a coach herself. And as she did that, it opened up doors for us to travel more. And, you know, we asked ourselves this question when we first started getting together, and it was, how can we make money anywhere in the world? And now that she's a coach, she can do that, and we can do that. We travel all over. What I found, though, that was the wrong question. The right question is, how can we earn abundance of income, 6, 7 figures, 8 figures, anywhere in the world, residually, right? And so when we start asking that question, our mind, our unconscious mind, starts to look for different answers and different pathways for us to be able to get there. So now we do. We have this incredible opportunity to travel. We haven't been home and I don't say this to impress you. I just say this to impress upon you. When you link up with your mission, your purpose, and you're fulfilled doing what you're doing, there's no work. We travel. We haven't been home a week since the end of June. We went to a 2-week training. We went back to the East Coast to visit family. We went 2 weeks up in the Bay Area with family camping. I know we did we went to Boise, Idaho, because we bought a plot of dirt out there and we're building a house out there. And now we head to Hawaii for 2 weeks. So we get to do what we love to do and helping people all around the world and while traveling around the world. So it's a really cool lifestyle that we created because that's what we set out. I'll give you a quick tip. If you got, I don't know how many of your listeners are just business owners or if they have 9-to-5s or whatnot, but one of the things that we started to do is we started to change the way we schedule things. And what I mean by that is at the beginning of the year, the first thing we put on our calendar is the times and when we want to take trips. Now we add more in, but we put the times we want to travel on our calendar first, and then we schedule our work around it. And it's an entirely different thought process with that. Most people, they schedule work and they're like, when can I fit traveling in? And it's, no, it's the opposite way. That's when you master your life, when you're the one that designs your life, not your boss or your company. It shifts everything. It's so powerful. So yeah, it's cool. We get to help people all around the world.
That's what we just having a sexy life. And that's what you have is a sexy life for sure.
Okay, good. Sexy wife, sexy life. There we go.
Exactly. Well, if someone, tell me what your ideal client would be. I kind of know what, because there's times that we don't want to work with someone who's whiny. I'm not a I am definitely not a motivational speaker or anything like that, but I can encourage you to do something you're supposed to be doing. And I know you also are the same. You don't want to work with people that have to be motivated. You want to work with someone who's already motivated. So tell us who your who your ideal client would be.
Well, we love working with visionaries, leaders, CEOs, entrepreneurs. That's who we love to work with most, because I want to make sure I say this correctly. With their work ethic, it's a different caliber, right? It's they have a business or they're in a process of growing a startup or whatnot. And for me, it's just they already have, you gotta be awoken for the most part when it comes to building a business. You gotta know what it takes. You gotta have the work ethic to drive, be coachable, be flexible, because if you're not in today's business world, you're gonna get crushed. If you think it's this one way and that's the only way, then once you hit a brick wall, you're done. And so most people are flexible enough to know that they need to change their approach. And with today, things changing so fast, people are I need to get the next best information for me to go to that next level. So we love working with visionaries and leaders and entrepreneurs because they already have those qualities instilled in them. They're hungry. They're willing to be coached. They're willing to do whatever it takes. Time management's probably a big one because a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, they got so much to do in so little time. But when you can help redirect their focus to what's most important, it can make a massive impact for them and change your business. For example, I had a client I was working with 3 years ago when we first started. He was an internet marketer and he was making about $5,000 a month. And he had a lot of things going on. And as throughout our coaching, we started to shift some things in the way he thought about some things. And all of a sudden, as a result, his business skyrocketed and he now does $5 million a month. And he personally takes home well over $300,000 a month. And to make things a little bit more sickening for some of you that don't make that amount of money either, is he's 22. So it's what am I doing wrong, right? But no, it's those success stories that really drive you, because I'll tell you this, most of you that are listening that have your own business, you'll probably find this to be true also, is that I learn more when I coach my clients than when I go study, right? It's like I learned so much more. And it's like the message, it just seems like the message I deliver for clients in those moments, or the takeaways, are the exact messages I need in my business. So it's just a really cool dynamic.
Yes.
So.
Well, and I have to brag on you again, because another thing that I am super proud of you is that you're coachable. You know, I tell everyone when we go speak, we speak all over the world, and we tell everyone, if you get a coach who doesn't have a coach, you don't want that coach. Because if that coach is not coachable, he's not learning, or she's not, and you don't want to get stuck with this coach.
Because your coach is only going to be able to bring you to that same level.
Yes. And you know, I don't know if Connie Myers is listening, but Connie just wrote, she's got a couple books coming out. Like I think she's 3 or 4 time best-selling author. I mean, she's got it going on. But she has a chapter I just previewed. I hope she doesn't kill me sharing it ahead of time. But it was talking about what Napoleon Hill said about your students passing you at the grandstand. That's the best feeling a leader can have, is when their students actually serve them. And I think that is you. I think you being leaders and influencing influencers with the goal in mind that you know you win if they win.
Right. I'll share this. One of the philosophies, I can't take credit for this, but I took it from a mentor of mine actually when I left network marketing, and I adopted it in the Master Life by Design. And it was, we have what's called a graduation model. So I know a lot of times certain companies, you know, if you don't continue coaching or with their service, they kind of like shun you, right? And they kind of make you feel bad for walking away. And that's not what we want. And so what we do is we have kind of a graduation model. When you complete your coaching or whatever, you know, service we're providing for you, and you feel like it's time for you to move on or to go to another school, should we say, we celebrate that. We honor that. We throw that victory because we leave a different feeling. Remember, people don't remember what you say. They remember how you made them feel. So if we make them feel good before, during, and after the process, there's going to be a time they come back or they promote you for more referrals. I'm going to Hawaii with one of my teachers. His name's Dr. Matt James. He's the owner of NLP.com and Huna.com. We're going through a Huna event in Hawaii. It's all about energy, working with elements, dream interpretations, cool stuff like that. Just totally different approach than I'm used to. And it's an ancient Hawaiian practice that goes back 28 generations. And in their philosophy, one of the things that I love, and I can't say it in the Hawaiian language, but basically one of the things that they keep is that it says, believe not that all learning is in one school. And I thought, man, that's so powerful. You're not the only person in this world. Your business isn't the only business in this world that those people are going to need you to grow their life. If you can encourage them to go to other resources, if you can encourage them to go get education from other experiences, they're going to look at you as that authority and that source. And so they'll always come back to you. And if not, totally cool, because they're graduating and you're leading with an abundance mindset, not a scarcity mindset. Energetically, you're calling in more abundance. You don't know where that's coming from, but you don't need to know. You just got to have that faith that it's coming because you're living through those divine principles. And when you can live that way, there is no worry. There is no stress. You're the one that's in control.
Yes. Well, now, I don't want to get all preachy, but I will say this, that God pays way better than man does. Him as your source, and you do what you're supposed to be doing. I think that's one of the keys to it. It is, instead of worrying about tying everything to a paycheck, we tie it to, you know, the fact that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're changing the world, even if it's one starfish at a time.
I like that. Yeah.
So I cannot brag on you enough. I feel like I'm just like Mama G to no end, because I just feel like a proud mama hen seeing what all y'all are doing. I'm so thankful that you came on today.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on today. It's been a fun ride.
And I'm hoping you'll come back and do some more stuff with it, because I love your energy and I love what you're doing. How can they get a hold of you, though? How can our listeners get a hold of you?
Yes, you just close your eyes and go into a deep meditation. No, I'm just playing. Look, if you're not having fun in life, why even be here? So, if you guys want to get a hold of us, it's simple. We're all over social media. You can look me up, Joe Moffett, Moffett. But also masterlifebydesign.com. You can contact us on our on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Check out our Master Life by Design YouTube page. Show us some love. Subscribe. That's one of my goals when we get back from Hawaii, is to launch 5 videos a week, so that we're building up that channel. We're giving the value. I'm always asking for, what are your biggest challenges, struggles, and pain points, so that we can get help people create some content so that they can watch it over and over and over again. Kind of like what you're doing here and the platform you've created for your listeners and students. So I love that. But yeah, Master Life by Design. Facebook is my primary. Other than that, we're in San Diego. So if you're local, you want to say hi, reach out. Love to connect with you. Until about March, we're moving to Eagle, Idaho. So we won't be in San Diego tomorrow. So, yep.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be in San Diego before you leave, but if not, I'm going to come to Idaho. I'm just saying.
Come. We just bought a 6-bedroom, 4-bath house. We got plenty of room. So come join us. We do a little snowboarding in the winters and barbecues in the summer. So whenever.
I might do the hot coffee drinking out the window while you snowboard. That might be the better thing.
You have fun. I have fun. It's a great day.
That's right. That's exactly right. Well, Joe, I'm thankful that we met at the event we did. I'm thankful that you're doing what you're doing, because you are changing lives. If anyone's listening and you're stuck somewhere and you need to be able to grow your business, you need to be able to grow you beyond where you're at, I really encourage you to get a hold of him if he can help you. I know he will. He is incredible. And tell you're beautiful. I cannot wait to meet her in person.
And maybe
because
do a show with both of us.
I would love it. As a matter of fact, if you want to reschedule that, we'll just go ahead and set that up today.
Okay. Yeah,
that would be the bomb.
Now you get the his and her version.
Well, I have witnesses, so that's going to have to happen.
Awesome. Let's do it. It's on the calendar.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in today, and thanks for always being faithful to come and see what we've got. We have incredible Joe Moffett today. So I am so excited that you came on, and I'm going to let everybody go and enjoy their Monday, but I hope that you listen to what Joe said, because Joe has shut up for life, and he is rocking it with results, not just talking the talk, but he's walking the walk. So reach out to Joe. If you need to message us to get a hold of him, we'll be happy to pass on your information to him. So, Joe, thank you one more time, and thank you for your things.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for your shirt.
Oh, thank you.
We'll have even more fun when we get another girl on the show and we'll outnumber you. That'd be awesome.
Hey, more estrogen than masculinity and testosterone. I'm all about it. I grew up with all women, exactly. So I'm comfortable in that environment.
it. I love it.
Well, thanks
Well,
for
happy
everyone that
Monday,
tuned in.
everybody. And you guys have a great Monday. Remember, don't forget, today is 9/11. Be praying for all those that are hurting today. And hopefully they got a chuckle out of today with us and our silliness. But everybody have a great day.